Let's see some of what's new in Eclipse version 12. This version offers a complete overhaul of synchronized multi-channel audio recording and playback. There are several visualizers that go into detail. For instance, on opening the program, you'll notice that the audio waveform in the info bar is active to let you know that you are ready to record. The waveform can instantly let you know whether you are recording, perhaps are experiencing clipping that will lead to distortion, or perhaps have a device that has become disconnected, in which case you can reconnect the device without having to restart real-time translation. There's also the audio bar, a whole job waveform that's synchronized to your text. It can show how steno, voice steno, or boost text matches the audio. If you've raised the volume threshold to help you skip over pauses or silences, the audio bar can help you visualize the effect of this setting. Your recording can combine single-channel devices and multi-channel devices, and it also supports loopback recording to record what you're hearing through a meeting app like Zoom or Teams. The type of recording can be WAV, Opus, and now MP3. And Eclipse now keeps a pre-roll of up to 15 seconds of audio in a buffer at all times. So even if you start writing a bit after speakers have begun to talk, that audio will still be included in your recording. If you go to the Tools menu, Multimedia, you'll see some interesting new options. So let's look at the Control panel for audio. You could have one speed key for playback and a different speed key for alternate playback. This would make it easy to switch playback speeds, volume threshold settings, or the specific channels that you'll be focusing on. There are also powerful options offered for live monitoring. With a pair of headphones connected, you could check the recording quality even before you start recording. And without affecting the recording, you could slow down the speed of the live monitoring while also raising the volume threshold. So what you're hearing won't sound so fast, but the system will automatically skip over pauses so that you don't fall behind. Translation Magic has long been one of my favorite Eclipse features, and it now does an even better job so that it can fix misstrokes. Another of my favorite Eclipse features is Boost. My audio is subjected to speech recognition, these days using Speechmatics, and it really helps me with words that I drop or names that I don't even know. One way to access Speechmatics is by using a plug-and-play device called a Boost Box. But with version 12, you can now use the cloud version of Speechmatics, and you just need a good internet connection. I allow Boost a good bit of automatic activity, but if you prefer the extra control that comes from using Boost only on demand, then you can open the Boost exceptions and add a line that means if I asked for help, Boost provided it, and the same word or name keeps coming up, it should be automatically accepted without my having to constantly write a help me stroke. Eclipse version 11 introduced support for Python code plugins. Dozens of plugins have already been created to respond to user requests, and one of my favorites is the Boost Edit Assistant. As I move my cursor in the document window, it's cross-referenced with the speech results, and I can make the appropriate replacement. Maybe I'd like this window and all my dialogues to automatically default to a zoom level. That's a new option in the display section of user settings. The plugin system can also create windows like Boost Edit that can float even onto a secondary display or can be docked alongside the program window. In this example, the windows for a Speakers List plugin and a Bookmarks plugin were positioned at the top of the document window. With Eclipse version 12, features that formerly had to be written into the program can now be added or improved by means of plugins. The Workflow Manager is a good example. It replaces the old File Manager. While it does duplicate existing features, like listing files in groups instead of simply as individual file names, These groupings can now be expanded for the entire list, much like Windows Explorer. To the right, you see the Job Information panel. And much of this information is collected automatically from Windows, or perhaps by your filling in blanks with the fill in the blanks process. But you can also change information by simply double-clicking on a line in the Job Information panel and saying, for example, this job was taken on the 7th, not the 10th. Or the job was taken by a different person. The Workflow Manager can also help you keep track of contacts. These are just some of the features of the Workflow Manager at present, with more to come. These are just a few of the many exciting improvements in Eclipse version 12. For a much more complete description, go to Support New Version Changes. And there are also some great videos available at Advantage Software's YouTube site.